and my twins, Joshua and Julia, are 3. So we're very busy here in the Scabronsky household. I'm a full-time speech therapist. I work with children who primarily have autism and Down syndrome. So my days are pretty packed, but I love it. A little bit about my own personal journey. Back in July, I was at my heaviest weight post-pregnancy. I actually gained 10 pounds that year. And every doctor's appointment I went to, I was listed obese on the chart. And really bothered me. I got to a point where I had everything in my life that I wanted. I had, my husband, my kids, my job, my friends, my family, but I cried every day. My belly was one size and my butt and my thighs were another. And so I would get the smaller size, obviously, to fit the back portion, but then I'd have to wear the rubber band around the button area as if I was pregnant with the belly band. So I answered an infomercial for the 21-day fix and said, whatever, it's $60. It either goes back on the shelf with everything else or I send it back or whatever. And I remember getting the package and I let it sit there for about a day, and then I opened it up and I never turned back. I'm down about 35 pounds now. I'm on to extreme. I'm doing things that I never ever thought possible physically. I have a condition called vasovagal syncope, which I know some of you know I have. It's induced by cardio and working out, so I always had a fear of exercising, where my vagus nerve works overtime and I pass out on the floor. So that was always my excuse why I couldn't exercise. So that started like the end of July. By the time September came, the end of September, my coach, Stephanie, said, oh, why don't you become a discount coach? You get the Shakeology for yourself. You get it for your husband. You'd save so much money. So I was like, of course, why not? I'll do it. But simultaneously, I think my nutrition and my workouts almost like molded together, and my body really started transforming. So I work with 400 staff members in my school, and about 350 of them are women. So I do have, that going for me. So everybody started to notice. So here I am, this discount coach, and within the first 2 weeks, I had about 10 people approaching me, asking me what I was doing, wanting to get on primarily the 21-day fix and Shakeology. So within 2 weeks, I was working the business. I obviously made my husband a coach to get his Shakeology a discount, and a coworker wanted to get the discount as well. So I was pretty much emerald within the first few weeks. And I just kind of took it from there. So I feel like the first part really came easy for me. And it doesn't always come like that, So yes, I was on fire right away. But most people start off really, really slowly. So while mine started off pretty quickly at a rapid pace, then it kind of slowed down. And I said, okay, if I'm going to work this, I have to figure out, number one, when I'm going to fit it in. Number two, most importantly, why am I doing this? And how am I going to do it? So I had to ask myself first, the big why in the quick start. So of course, why is, financially, would it be great to earn some extra money? Maybe, my husband and I thought maybe one of us would have to work in the summer to make some extra income. And I really didn't want to do that because with 3 little kids, we lose out on so much time as it is during the year being with them. So that was like one of the reasons. But then I was like, you know what? Like I got me back. Like for the first time in my life, I feel empowered that I didn't give up. I feel confident in myself that I can physically do things that I never thought possible. And when I say I got me back, I'm happy. I look forward to getting dressed in the morning like I did pre-pregnancy 8 years ago. I never had muscles in my upper body. I actually have muscles now. There are ab muscles under there. There's still a layer that has to go away, but there's ab muscles. I never really had ab muscles. I always had a flat stomach, but I wasn't muscular. So I started thinking, okay, so that's my big why. Yes, financially great, a couple $100 a month, whatever it may be, fantastic. But I wanted other people to feel that as well. So I obviously started jumping on the team calls. I went through the back office. I did everything I was supposed to do. And I just kind of took off from there. I started thinking, like, now that I found my why, they always say you have to find your niche. So I was like, who am I targeting? Who do I feel that I can connect with? And I don't really have any hobbies, to be honest with you. I like New Kids on the Block. We go to their concerts, but there are groups about that. But I'm not an avid gardener. I like to cook now a little bit more, but I'm not, really into it. I really don't have any hobbies. So I was like, okay, who am I going to go for? So I started thinking, well, what about like moms? What about busy people? Even if they're single, everybody's looking for someone to care about them and to believe in them. And I started really putting myself out there and getting out of my comfort zone and reaching out on Facebook through those moms groups. And I have to tell you, like, not everybody has success with it, but I would say a good half of my customers actually came from those moms groups. I've made friends, people I've never met in my life. I found out one lived 2 blocks away, and she wanted to try the 21-day fix before she bought it. So she came to pick it up, and I said, well, are you free? And she said, yeah. I said, well, let's work out together. And we're actually pretty good friends right now, and our kids are friends. So I kind of feel like the main thing to do is, after you find your why, and you have to find who you would really connect with. So I started putting myself on these moms groups, and I'd put out little advertisements here and there about the 21-day fix primarily, or the Shakeology samples, or things like that. And I started meeting people, and I'd talk on the phone, and we'd text, and we'd message on, Facebook Messenger. And I really got to know their why, of why they want to transform their bodies. Do they want to lose 10 pounds? Do they want to lose 50 pounds? Do they have kids? Do they want, it's everything that we're trained to do. So I just followed it. So I really feel like I make connections with my customers, even if I've never met them a day in my life, face to face, or never had a phone conversation. I really try to dig deep and find out what is driving them to reach out to me. And I've participated in all the groups that were offered. Like, our team is phenomenal. The amount of trainings that are available constantly, whether it's in the files of Team Fierce Ambition or Team Pure Vita or Never Surrender, whatever. There are so many different avenues that you can use to gain the confidence and to figure out, like, okay, where am I going with this? What have other top coaches done? And you need to use them. You need to use the 3 vital behaviors. I am a product of the product. I light up when I talk about the 21-day fix and Shakeology because it worked for me. I've tried Nutrisystem. Yeah, it worked, but it destroyed my stomach after a month, and I had $300 worth of astronaut food sitting in my closet. It was horrible. My husband literally begged me to get off it because it destroyed my stomach. I've done Weight Watchers, but honestly, who has time to go to the meetings? And I knew I would not hold myself accountable. So the accountability groups I really participated in because I knew I had to do that for me. So, always taking part in the challenge groups and finding ways to bring people to you, so to show them what you can offer as a coach. Why should they not go to, so-and-so down the block? They should come to you. Well, maybe you have more in common with them. Maybe you have nothing in common with them, but you just strike a chord. I remember this one woman who wanted to speak on the phone. So I spoke to her for twice for an hour to an hour and a half. Never met her. She's a mom of 3 boys. She's divorced. And she started crying to me on the phone because I told her I believed in her, and that she was crying in CVS saying that no one ever believed in her before. And I was like, holy cow, like, I'm inspiring people, like, you know, me, the person who never really was into fitness, never into health, this and that. But that's what I was doing. And I realized, well, I'm kind of like a helper. I've always been my whole life. You know, that's what I like to do. You know, that's why I'm in the speech therapy field. That's why I work with the kids that I do. I always tried to, fix the ex-boyfriends and things like that. So I found out that's what that's really what I'm strong at. And I kind of ran with it. But I was leading with my heart. Like, I wasn't being fake about it. You really, really have to reach out to people and understand where they're coming from. So that's a little bit of how I use my time and my, I guess it's advertising on the moms group. One thing I had to really do that everybody should do is post consistently. Post your sweaty, no makeup workouts. It doesn't matter. People are going to bash you. It doesn't matter. My sister-in-law bashed me. Fine. You don't want to see it? Good. It's fine. It's no big deal. But guess what? Guess who's sitting on the couch? My own sister was against Shakeology and the 21-day fix, even though she did the T25. And guess who drinks Shakeology and is doing the 21-day fix and having amazing results? So, you just kind of have to get past that obstacle in the road of people just being negative around you, and surround yourself with the people that bring positive energy to you. People on this team, honestly, they're like my new family. They're like an extended family. I went to Super Saturday in Pittsburgh, didn't know anybody except through these calls. And I drove 3 hours in the snow just to get to New Jersey. Then we drove to Pittsburgh and my husband's like, you don't even know these people. And I'm like, yeah, but I kind of do. I know their husbands, I know their kids, and I had an awesome time, and I can't wait to see everybody in New Jersey next month. You guys got to take advantage of any opportunity you can to be with the people who bring positivity into your life, who motivate you, and who are in the same boat as you are. Everybody is learning this business. Everybody's trying to figure out how to make this work for them. And what worked for Dana, what works for Stephanie, what works for Trisha, what works for Allie to get her to Diamond, may not work for you, may not work for me. But there's something out there that we have to reach deep into ourselves to find what would work for each one of us individually. So being consistent with your posting, post about your Shakeology, post your recipes, post your breakfasts and your dinners. Who cares if nobody wants to see it? Let me tell you, people are watching though. You don't have no idea. People are watching. People you wouldn't even expect to are watching. And I posted something about organics and, how I don't buy organics and should I? And people I really haven't spoken to in years were commenting on what I should do. And, it's like, obviously they're reading my posts. So just put yourself out there. That's what Facebook's for. I haven't delved into Instagram or Twitter or anything like that. I need to. That's on my to-do list. All right, Pinterest is excellent. That's all on my to-do list. But if you just post consistently every single day, I guarantee you that's going to boost your business. Randomly, people come up to me at work or friends and they say, oh, I saw you posted about this and that, and that workout looks really cool, and what's this on-demand stuff you're talking about? Tell me more about it. And it's working. That's what's getting me new customers every single month. So the 3 vital behaviors are the product of the product. We all are. We're all using a workout program. We're all using Shakeology, I'm sure. and inviting people, put it out there. I remember we had No for November. I feel like this is a combination of Alicia and Allie's call, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating things, but it's true. I don't have a secret. I wish I did, because I would totally share it with all of you. I think I do what they do. Like, you go for no. Who cares if people say no? It's not no to you. It's not that they don't want to do it with you. It's that they don't want to do the product now. They don't feel mentally ready to do it. And I'll tell you that I had a mom of twins that I contacted pretty much right out of the box. I said, well, she's a mom of twins, almost the same age. And, I bought ornaments off her. She's very talented. And I reached out to her in October. And she's like, no. And then I reached out to her the end of November, and I said, next challenge group coming up. You want to join? No. Well, guess who's in our challenge group this month? And she's loving the 21-day fix, and her 3-year-old is in love with autumn like mine is. So you never know who's going to come around and say yes. Did I hound her? No. But did I remind her every once in a while? Absolutely. You need to be persistent. Go back to the people that told you no a month or two ago and tell them, about your next challenge group, or tell them about your free group that you're running on your page or your like page, and just try to keep reeling them in. It's like, you just want people to get, like, I want people to get their me back. So I usually go for the people that I know, say like, hey, listen, I have some pounds to lose, I'm busy, I'm this, I'm that. And so those are the people that I say, don't forget, next challenge group is coming up. I'm ready when you are. And, and then there are some people that say they're gung-ho, and then you put the order in and then they don't follow through. And you say, what's going on? And it's not a money reason necessarily. They just don't want to do it. All right, that's fine. But guess what? In a couple months from now, or 3 months from now, I'm going to touch base and I'm like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? You ready yet? Doing the next challenge group. I do a lot of personal development. I'm not an avid reader. I don't love it. It tends to make my eyes tired, to be honest with you. I do like reading on the beach, but with the twins, that really doesn't happen that often. So I do a lot of like YouTube videos with Scotty Hobbs or Lindsay Matway, some of the top coaches. And Chalene Johnson's show, she's excellent at motivating. And I listen to that on the way to work after I find out the traffic. And I try to listen to something on the way home. And one of my coaches, Christy, she introduced me to Zig Ziglar, I think is his name. And the guy is as strange can be, but he's very motivating and he's fun to listen to if you can get past his crazy accent. So, it's really those 3 vital behaviors that really do work the business. So going back, like just being consistent about posting every single day. Take part in the trainings that the team offers. If they offer a group, like a Coach to Emerald group or an Emerald to Diamond group, do it. Do the assignments, do it, because you're only going to learn. So I wish I had a secret, and I know I'm forgetting like a million things because I have organizational ADD, so my notes are written on Julia's drawing of Elsa. So that's the way I roll. That's how I do it. I did this speech on the way to work like 2 days in a row, and I was like, all right, I got it. I'm like, damn it, I should have recorded it and wrote down what I said. So I know I'm forgetting things, but just go for it. Put yourself out there, get out of your comfort zone and push. Someone said the biggest thing is regret. I think Allie said it, and it's true. Like you don't want to regret if you didn't put yourself out there. I have coaches that want to work the business and then 3 weeks later they're like, I have no customers. And I said, just wait. And you know what? 2 of my coaches just called me today and they said, I have my first customer, and you just never know. But you're not going to get those customers or those coaches if you don't put yourself out there. So I think that for me has been the biggest thing because, like I said, I'm more outgoing now that I'm in my 30s, but I was always very shy. And to put myself out there, the person who is not known for fitness and nutrition, and to put myself out there and say, hey, look at me. I can do this for you. I can help you get there. That was huge for me because I didn't know if people were going to take me seriously, but they are. Some of them aren't, but that's okay. That's okay. So I wish I had an extra secret to tell you, but that's all I got.
Thank you, Danielle. That was actually, you did really good.
Thank you.
You did really good. No, I think you're right. There is no actual secret to success. I think, for you were saying it's consistency and it's paid off. And I think that's definitely shown. But I think more in the beginning of your call, I think you talked about something you do that's probably even better for your business, and that's your relationship building. Mm-hmm. It's obvious that it's important to you and that you take it seriously and that you really take the time to build relationships, because you mentioned the word why, I don't know, 25 times in the first 2 minutes. And obviously that's really important to you, and it's really important that you find out everyone you're working with's why. So I think that's amazing that you go to that. You go to that and you make sure that step's taken care of with everyone you work with. And that's why you're having the success that you're having. So really good job.
Thanks. I'm excited. I love it. I really do. One thing I wanted to mention, actually, if you don't mind, back to that organizational ADD thing that I have, the power hour. At the beginning, well, up until like really a month ago, I was all over the place. I was looking at my phone all the time and my computer. My kids were calling my name, and it was just like, yeah, in a minute. I didn't talk to my husband for days because I was working. And I found myself like on the phone at work. And if they found me like that, I'd get fired. And I said, whoa, something's got to give. I can't do this. I was actually getting to a point where I was getting burnt out. So do I check my phone during the day? Absolutely. Do I respond to messages on Facebook? Absolutely. But it's on my lunch hour. It's before, 6 o'clock in the morning. It is when my kids go to bed. Maybe before dinner I'll do a little thing. And I keep now an organizer, which is huge for me. Sometimes I forget to look at it, but it's there. And, you really have to say, you know what, these people can wait a little bit. I have my life. I have my family. I have my responsibilities. This is what I need to do. And then you'll find yourself like more focused. And I actually listened to a Shalene podcast today. There was a 3-part, and I listened to the 3rd part, but she said it didn't matter what order. And she was saying that the reason why like the school systems, the classes are 45 to 50 minutes is because that's how your brain works. That's how you can focus the most. And she said a power hour is technically 45 minutes and a 15-minute break. So I found that really, really interesting. So do I do my workout every day? Yeah, that's a half hour. So sometimes I'll only put a half hour into actually doing the business and checking in with my customers and making sure everybody has what they need and do they have questions. And then there are other nights where, the kids go to bed earlier and I have like an hour and a half to really focus. So you focus on one thing, you write down one thing. Are you going to check with your leads? Are you going to check in with your customers? Are you going to schedule your post for the challenge group for that week? And you just really stick to that, and you'll find yourself just not burnt out and just motivated, and most likely that's the way that you're going to succeed the most.
Yeah, that's good advice. No, it is. I actually need, my dog's dreaming. I don't know if you could hear. I actually need to take that advice. I'm still terrible with that whole thing. I mean, I do my power hour, but it's like you get caught up doing other stuff. So, all right, let's open this up. Does anyone have any questions or comments for Danielle? Just unmute yourself and hop on. I know Allison has something to say, right, Allison? And Trisha.
Of course I do. And I have a question. Great call. Danielle, you mentioned at the beginning that you bought your 21-day fix from the infomercial. How did Stephanie find you? Were you friends?
We have no idea. We can't remember.
For real? Okay.
I have no idea.
A little bit?
I'm guessing because she's a part of the Long Island moms groups, and I tell her to get the heck out because she's not on Long Island. I'm guessing I saw her.
But you have a lot in common, like what she does physically to you teaching. I mean, okay, that's interesting. So you don't really know, but somehow you got in a good team. Good job.
I did, and ironically, this girl from high school signed up as a beach potty coach, and she contacted me and she was like, "Hey, you want to be on my team?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry, I already have a coach, and I'm going to be on her team." So I just thought it was fun. Stephanie and I laugh about this all the time because we really have no idea. It had to be one of the moms groups. Had to be. That's the only thing that we can think of. Like, I don't remember getting assigned a random coach even from Beachbody, unless she was my random coach, but she doesn't remember that. Right, Steph?
So it wasn't like it stood out to you or an invite or, okay, great.
No clue. I think she just joined one of my free groups.
I think it was that, yeah.
And then somehow, I don't know how
That's great.
I have no idea how she wound up actually on like my list of people.
Well, I know that I was in your.
Good find.
Thank you. I know that I was in her challenge group because I remember I was posting a lot because of the accountability. It helped me too, and that I remember her saying like, "Hey, you post a lot in the groups. Did you ever think about coaching?" And I'm like, "Me? Yeah, right." And then she mentioned the discount. I was like, "Okay," So I do remember that, but I honestly. We can't tell you how we actually met.
I love it. Thank you.
Anyone else have a question for Danielle?
And I'm interested in your story only because you're the first coach that I had a call with that mother.
I can't understand. I'm sorry.
You're one of the only two that I talked to that is working mother, that's working full time while working Beachbody. I just want to know how you find the time to do it with the kids.
Well, like I said, like up until about a month ago, it was pretty overwhelming because I'm not an organized person. I wish I was. I'm not. My sister's got that gene. I didn't. So I kind of like I wake up early in the morning. Sometimes I'll work out in the morning. Sometimes if I know I have time in the afternoon. The kids love to do it with me. They love Autumn. So they'll do it with me. So sometimes in the morning I'll just go in and I'll check. But then like around like 9 o'clock, between 9 to 10, I don't watch TV anymore. I don't play Candy Crush. I don't do any of that. I didn't even watch The Bachelor this season. I told a lot of people were very disappointed in me because I couldn't talk about it. But I just focus my time at that because I am busy during the day. I have a half-hour lunch, and most of the time, by the time I actually get down to where I can eat or get my food ready in my office, I have 20 minutes. So it's not like I have that lunch hour that I have time to do it. It's really like I wake up a little early. When it's quiet, I'll have my cup of coffee or exercise and then do it a little bit, check in, and then mostly at night. Does that answer okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Does anyone else want to hop on, or? I don't think this would be a call if Allison didn't ask a question.
No, Allison, I'm a little disappointed.
I don't even know if she might not be able to talk. She's dog walking. But I feel like we can't officially end the call without Allison hopping on.
Danielle, I have a question for you.
Okay.
And I know we can talk anytime, but I figured this was appropriate to ask anyway. When you put yourself on the moms groups and you're doing an advertising, let's say, what do you put on there? I need 2 to 3 people to join my group, or do you put your transformation story? How do you get people to respond to that?
At first, I did like a 21-day fix, like kind of like photo of autumn, and I kind of just said, lose 5 to 15 pounds in 21 days, and one-to-one support, and I just I focused on the challenge group, that you're going to get the support of a coach, you're going to get accountability partners, and I think the program kind of sold itself because everybody wants to look like Autumn. But at the time, I didn't feel comfortable putting out my transformation. Then in January, when I went to Super Saturday in Pittsburgh, there was a picture that I liked, and I said, okay, let me try this. So I took my, in clothes, no sports bra, but not yet, a picture of me from July at my sister's baby shower. You wouldn't even know who was the one pregnant. It was me, and then it was Autumn's picture, and then it was my January picture. And on the pictures on the sides, I wrote July 2014, 189 pounds, size 14, 16. And then I wrote January 2015, what was it? It was 25 pounds at that point, whatever. And then, size 8, 10. And that started getting some more like, okay, wait a minute, And did it take me longer than some people? Yeah, because if I go to Friendly's, I'm going to eat my sundae. That's the one thing I'm very real with people too, is I'm not perfect. I eat garbage. I love my peanut butter cup sundaes. I just, instead of having the Turkey Club super melt before, I have my salad. So I'm very real with these people that it's okay. It's okay to have a cheat meal. It's okay to, not deny yourself, because then you're going to get angry and you're going to quit. So, and this is the first time actually I can sit and have something like that's not healthy, and in my life, and not feel guilty, because I know that I'm working out, and I know my 80 to 90% is actually like a good healthy meal. So I kind of portray that to the customers as well. Because a lot of them, they'll contact me and they're like, oh my God, I had the worst day ever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, get over it, move on tomorrow. And they're like, thanks. It's like they just need someone to say, it's okay. So.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, your transformation would definitely work, Chris.
Yeah, I'll throw myself out there.
You need to,
I don't care.
I'm not just
I'll go out there in the sports bra. I really don't care.
Well, I'm getting ready for that. I really am.
I'm not ready.
My daughter poked my belly. My daughter poked my belly today when I was bending over and says, "Are you having a baby?" And I was like, "No." She goes, "Well, I want a baby sister." And I'm like, "Well, go get some other mommy, because this mommy's done." But so I don't know if I'm ready for the sports bra yet, but that's going to be a huge out of my comfort zone, putting that on Facebook. Is that Aaron?
All right.
Yeah. There she is. I think.
Well, I couldn't talk. I was like, yes, I have questions. Yes.
Well, now you're on. Go ahead. Oh, no. Did we lose her? Oh, I think we lost her. I don't even see her on here anymore.
Oh, no.
She's gone. I knew she had questions. That girl can't not ask a question.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, there she is.
She is.
I'm crying out loud.
We're talking about you, and you're sitting there listening.
What was I going to say? Now I lost my train of thought. So Danielle, I want to ask you a couple questions. So a couple things that I remember from Pittsburgh that really stuck with me, and that was about you joining all these groups, the moms groups, and obviously you were saying that they've really had a big impact on your business. With the ones that aren't from like you were saying with Stephanie joining a Long Island moms group or whatever, you have no problem joining groups that you're not actually living in the area. Do they never try to kick you out?
Oh yeah. Actually, Stephanie taught me how to do it. I actually belong to Ector County buy, sell, trade in Texas. That's very, very interesting. There's also another West Texas moms group. I tried to get one in Miami because I was like, oh, where can I find, let me try Miami. And this woman messaged me and she goes, are you from around here? I said, well, I'm thinking of moving to the area. And I'm like, oh, I just lied. Okay. And she never responded or approved me. So that's really kind of the extent of it. I do want to tell you, though, that I joined a lot of networking groups. There are tons on Facebook. And I've actually gone to a networking event 2 weeks ago. Did I make customers? I have 2 potential maybe, but everybody has my business card. So for the $35 I spent for the 4-course meal and not knowing anybody, and it was mostly like Unique and the traveling wine lady and things like that. And there were 2 other Beachbody coaches there. And I gave them a gift certificate, for a challenge, like 25 off a challenge pack. Someone won that. And I haven't even heard from that person. So will it be, fruitful? I have no idea. But my card is now in the hands of 95 people. And I said, well, let me, again, not knowing anybody, out of my comfort zone, but I went. So there's that. And I know, I think it was Scotty Hobbs or one of them said not to boost your posts or something on your like page until they're like 1,000 likes or something. I only have 300. I've been stuck there for a while. But I boost some of my posts, and I get people from Canada. I get people from, and they like my page or they'll comment or things like that. So it's just kind of like throwing out my like page out there. So for me, it's worth the $10. Do I do it every week? No. I do it maybe like once a month. So yeah, I definitely have to find more of my groups, across the country.
But I just remember you being like, who cares? And I'm like, she's got a point. And that to me, and that's, who cares?
Yeah.
I love that attitude. That's what I'm saying. But
that wasn't me before Beachbody. That was not me. I'm not even kidding. It wasn't the who cares attitude, I care very much what people think of me. So for me to be able to do this is huge for me. Because that's not who I am.
What is now?
Now in some areas, listen, I still care very much what, I get upset and, like everybody else does. But if people don't like what I post on Facebook about my workouts, now I don't care. You don't like it? Well, why don't you like it? Is it because you are sitting on the couch and playing, Candy Crush or whatever instead of getting up and moving? That's your own negativity. That's fine. So, but I feel like being around all you guys has helped me so much.
Awesome. Thank you. And then I also remember one other thing, and this really stuck with me. You mentioned something about wanting to help this woman so much in Texas that you wanted to buy her a challenge pack. There's been a bunch of people that I felt that way, and I think about you a lot. And I'm like, oh, if I could just get her to commit. Did anything ever pan out from that?
So I ended up, when the 21-day fix was $10, I ended up getting a box of packets and a 21-day fix. And I shipped the 21-day fix out to her with 3 samples of Shakeology and a shaker cup. And I made her solemnly swear through Facebook Messenger that she was going to do this for herself because she's a mom of 4. She lives in Texas to take care of her mom. She was, without going too deep into it, but had a very abusive past, and no one believed in her. And I hear from her every day, and she sends me pictures of her in her sports bra all the time. I was getting my nails done today, and there pops a picture of her in her sports bra. And she goes, do you see a difference? And I said, damn it, yes, I see a difference. Stop. And we are kind of like friends. She made me peanut butter. She's sending me peanut butter, and she is losing weight. It's not coming off fast, but she's losing weight. She ended up buying her own Shakeology. And I told her to get the 21-day fix. It was still on sale. I guess I got it for her in January, so then it was still on sale in February. And I said, pay it forward. Whether she did order it, I don't know whether she gave it out or not. So it's pretty cool. I hope it works for her because I could see her like maybe eventually being a coach if she really does transform, and like just giving her confidence, because she allowed somebody to take that away from her. And I hope that this will help her get it back. So yeah, I get my texts and my pictures from her, and people in my challenge group know who she is because she posts her pictures with her sports bra all the time.
That's awesome. Awesome. Definitely stuck with me when you said that.
Yeah, that was my pay it forward. That was my like, you know what? I've made some decent money over the last couple months, and who the heck am I? And if this girl can't, afford a $60 workout, well, it's $10. Let me see what happens. So she's doing it. Let's hope it goes, for her sake.
Nice job.
Thanks.
Thanks for the call. It was really awesome.
Yeah, I hope it wasn't too all over the place.
No, you were great.
I did yoga before, miss. That's why.
Oh, there you go. That explains it.
What would Allie do in this situation?
Thanks. Love you guys.
Aw. But see, I think that goes right back to you and you're building your relationships. That's something you do really well. So
thank you. No, I do.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's leading with your heart. Is it, about finding customers and making money? Yeah, but it's just making those connections and making them stick. So that's the ones that are going to be with you for a really long time.
right. It's proof if you stop looking at people as Success Club points and look at them as people, and you'll end up doing better in the long run. So that's the way it goes. Does anyone else have any questions for Danielle before we let her go for the night? Last chance. No? Okay. Well, then thank you very much, Danielle. It was a really good call. It really was. You did an excellent job. I know you were nervous, and
I was very nervous.
It didn't show. You did really good.
Thanks.
Even with your Elsa notes. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much all for getting on the call, and we'll chat again next week.
All right, good night.
All right, good night.
Thanks, Danielle.
Bye.